Hello, my name is Mel. I go by Taro Ghost Online, and welcome to my sketchbook tour. This is a Moleskine art sketchbook. It's the 4x5x7 one, so it's about the size of my hand. On the cover, I have some Vocaloid and a Pushing sticker that I got from Five Below. These one-shot stickers are from Fangamer, and then I have to find the artists for these Kirby's, and then this is also deco stickers from Etsy as well, which I'll have to find. And I'll put the artist in my description. So I started this sketchbook on October 22nd of 2023, and I finished it right on New Year's Eve. I really wanted to finish this sketchbook on the 22nd of December to make it last like just a straight 2 months, but I was gone for most of December, so when I came back home on New Year's Eve, I rushed to complete like the last 5 pages or so. And then I have a lefty. I have a lefty plush that I take with me almost everywhere, so he's kind of like my little motivation to get through the sketchbook. And then of course, can't have Lefty without the infamous Markiplier quote, like Lefty is $5, so he'll be scattered throughout the sketchbook. And I started it off, I always leave the first page blank because it's kind of intimidating. So I just started with like a word of encouragement. I weather each sorrow for the hope of each joy to kind of like cheer myself up. So yeah, starting off, I have some fish that I painted in gouache and then went over. I really wanted to experiment with gouache in this sketchbook because it's a medium that I've never really used before. So I saw this reference of fish bread on Pinterest, so I decided to draw it. And when I scanned it, I ended up taking out this little shadow that I put in colored pencil because I just didn't like the way that it looked. And then these 3 fish, I went over them with colored pencil and then micron pens. And I liked how thick sort of the gouache could be, kind of like acrylic. And I imagine these are like 3 different ice cream flavors, or like dango where you put them on a stick. So I thought those were pretty cute. Then here, testing out more gouache with some random strawberries. And a little poem that I wrote. There's a couple of poems that I wrote in this sketchbook. I post my writing on Tumblr, but I haven't really posted anything on there in a while. And then on this page, some fast contour drawings of my hands, looking at them while drawing. And when I was in high school, when I was first learning how to draw, my art teacher taught us about contour drawing, blind contour, and then one line. And drawing hands normally is still kind of difficult for me, so doing contour drawings has always been kind of fun because I can kind of get the form right, and it's also just fun to kind of see how much that skill has improved over the years. And then on this page, just some sketches. I was trying to figure out what kind of like style I wanted to go for because I've never really felt like I had one. So I was studying some art on Pinterest, seeing how they draw faces and stuff. So that was sort of my take on it, and of course filling around doodles everywhere to fill up the page. And then I tried doing a more like half body sort of a girl with sort of like the same face style, but anatomy is not my strong suit, so her arm is like a spider's, but it's okay. We'll get there. Then on this page, I looked at some outfits on Pinterest, and I just kind of wanted to be more loose with what I wanted to do because I was kind of like getting on myself, like, oh, you don't really know how to draw anatomy that well, but I liked how loose I could be. I did try to do these with just one motion of the pen, but as you can see here, I kind of messed up, so I went back over them, but I still think that these are pretty cute. Then here I was testing out some Ohuhu markers with the brush tips because I've never used them before, but they looked fun to use. So I drew a little cat ghost, a little orange, and a tulip because those are my favorite flower. And I didn't realize how badly they would bleed. So you can kind of see how much they bled here. So I just took a piece of cardstock and drew this model that I saw on Pinterest and tested out the markers. And I think she turned out pretty cute. And the swatches also bled on this page as well with this Miku, so I took the rest of the cardstock and put a little square to cover it, and then drew this Miku, not realizing that this part here was also gonna bleed on the next page, but I think this Miku is one of my favorite drawings in the sketchbook. It turned out really cute. And also, I'm not too comfortable with line art, so I was kind of proud of myself for going over this sketch with micro pens. Then, of course, it bled. You can kind of see here, it bled like this. So I covered it up with more of the Vocaloid stickers, and then my character from Animal Crossing on a post-it note. And this little face that's crying, so maybe next time. I see a lot of artists who draw tears kind of like with like a giant circle, and I thought that was super cute, so I wanted to try doing it, and I tried it out more here on this drawing of Blue Diamond. This is also one of my favorite pages, but I didn't realize how stark the Posca pen, the dark blue Posca pen was gonna be, so I like scribbled over it with white, and I thought that the blue didn't really, like, I don't know, there was just a lot of blue, so I went over it with like just a little bit of pink, yellow, and green of the Posca pens. I thought it brought more like focus on her tears, and the half of her face is supposed to be kind of like shaded by the hood that she wears, but I think if I were to redo it, I would try and make that more clear. But I still like the way that this turned out. I think it's really cute. And then it bled a lot, of course, but I really like the way that the bleed looks, so I just covered it with some cutouts of another poem that I wrote. And here, another sort of lazy drawing. For this sketchbook, I was trying to draw or doodle something every night so I could complete it in the 2 months that I wanted to finish it. So I found some leg warmers on Pinterest that I thought were cute, but I didn't really want to draw them that detailed, so I just kind of scribbled, and then I thought the red needed something else, so I just scribbled some leaves with green Posca pens. And then for these two pages, I think I have 2 videos on my channel of me drawing them. I don't know if I enlisted them or not, but I did go back and add more to them. For this Miku, I really like the sketch, and I think I have a little TikTok of me drawing the sketch. Her expression just looked really nice. It didn't get completely lost with me going over with gouache and watercolor, but I still think that it turned out nice. Although I did use a lot of pencil, so it picked up a bit around like her cheeks, sort of. It got a little muddy, but I still think that it looked nice. And for the border, I couldn't decide if I wanted it to be yellow or pink, so I went over it with pink and left a little bit of yellow because I'm a little indecisive. And then for this drawing, again with the tears that I was trying out, that sort of style, I think that she's really cute, and I also challenged myself with going over with line art pens, which it didn't turn out terrible, but when I was coloring her, I really like the way her hair looks, but when I was coloring her, and I went over with like my brush pen, I think, to make, or black paint, I can't remember, to do her earphones, headphones, I was like, oh no, I ruined it. But now that I look at it, it doesn't look terrible. I thought I could kind of salvage it by taking my brush pen and just like scribbling to add like some type of texture to her clothes. And I don't know, I really like it. I think that the hair is definitely my favorite part, and her expression is very cute as well. Then here on these pages, I drew Basil from Amori. Amori's one of my favorite games. And I had gotten some new Prismacolor colored pencils, which I hadn't really used before. So I tried them out on some cardstock, a little strawberry and some lily pads. Then with my brush pen, I drew a tulip, because it's my favorite flower, and also because of Amori. I think A Home for Flowers Tulip has been my top song on Spotify Wrapped for like the past 2 years, which is kind of embarrassing, but also not really, it's cool. And then here is a little vent drawing I did. There was just a lot on my mind at the time, and I kind of just wanted to get it out. and I wanted to be kind of like as messy as possible. And I really liked seeing some drawings people do where it's like light comes out of someone's eye, and the stars and a lot of like the colors kind of reminded me of like the Star Kids from Howl's Moving Castle. Drawing it definitely made me feel a lot better after the fact, but I can't really remember what was going through my head when I drew it. Then here is another poem where I was trying to make like a little comic of it, which I think I'd want to do for my writing in the future, but just not for this poem in particular. This was also another event that kind of like tied into this one. And here I get to my junk pages, as I like to call them. I have a really bad habit of ripping out pages that I don't like. So instead, I told myself to just cover it and fill it with like junk or stuff to make it kind of look like visual vomit, so that way it can sort of look interesting to cover up the thing that I really didn't like. Because I don't know if anyone else feels this way, but sometimes when I draw something bad, I get really discouraged and it makes me not want to draw anything for like a while. And under this one, I drew some figures in pen, and they just did not look good at all. So I didn't know what else to draw on here, so I just kind of wrote that I wish that I could make breakcore and just put a whole bunch of stickers around it, and cow emojis because I use them all the time. Then I don't remember what I drew on this page in particular, but I covered it up with some vintage paper that I got from Amazon and some stickers, and there's Lefty again. And then some fish. It says, you have to let go, you can easily return to the past, but no one is there anymore. I saw that on Instagram somewhere, one of like those liminal spaces type accounts, and I thought it was really nice. I don't really know why I draw fish so much. I think I had someone ask me that, but they're just fun to draw, and it looked like they were like fish in like a little picture frame, like a family thing, or they could be like sardines in like the little box, or their can. And here are some of my favorite pages of the sketchbook. I put on my Instagram like what characters should I draw, and these were all requests from some of my friends. So underneath are the sketches, and I really love the sketches so much I didn't want to ruin them by going over them with markers, so I scanned them and then printed them out on pieces of cardstock and then went over them. Rin's skin color, my marker was kind of dying out, unfortunately, but I still like the way that she turned out. But the sketch, it's one of my favorites. I think it's so good. You know when you draw something and you know that, I'll never be able to recreate this. This is how I am with this sketch. I think it looks so good. And then here I have Zelda. I have not finished Breath of the Wild, but I really like this outfit of hers. And then the sketch underneath was also really nice. I really liked her expression. And some of the yellows from the markers did bleed through when I closed my sketchbook. You can kind of see from here it got on her, but good thing is that I scanned them before, so it's okay. Then the next set of characters I drew is Marceline from Adventure Time. When I posted the sketch on one of my stories, it didn't really look like her, but once I colored it, I think this one is one of my favorites, if not my favorite, because I just really liked how the grays layered and gave her like a really pretty blush. And then I have Gumi from Vocaloid as well. I really liked this sketch with green. I was kind of trying to do the sketches in their respective colors, if I had enough lead for them at the time. I think the Gumi coloring is probably my least favorite. I don't think I posted her anywhere, but I still think she was really fun to draw, and I want to draw her again in the future. And then here is Princess Peach. I drew her without a reference, and I think this sketch is one of like the best ones I've ever done. I'm trying to get comfortable drawing, not relying so heavily on references, so I was really proud of myself for this one. And then here is the colored version. I'm not too fond of it, but I still think that she looks nice. And then here's Rosalina and her sketch underneath. And I like this one too, but the hands are not great, but it's okay. I still think that these little series of drawing pretty girls is nice, and I'd love to do more of it in the future in my other sketchbooks. Then here is a little self-portrait of me in gouache. It says, "Hello, my name is Mel," and then a little bit of some things that I liked, like the one-shot book, Nico's light bulb, Princess Peach's crown, something from Amori. And I liked the way that I did this. I kind of lined it with darker paints in gouache, and I like using it like watercolor, but I like the appeal of it, how it can be like thick like acrylic or loose like watercolor, and you can like layer it a lot. And then I went in the background with some blue Posca pens, and I think it brought it all together. And then here's another poem with some fake tulips. Well, they're supposed to be fake, I guess, in the poem, but here I drew them real. This was another vent poem. It's also on my Tumblr, I think, but I liked how loose it was. This was done all with Posca pens. Then here is one of my characters that I made when I was 17. His name is Daesong. And I found my old sketchbook where I have like all of my characters. So I tried drawing him in my current style, but I think he looks super generic. Like, he looks like Kaneki from Tokyo Ghoul. So in this corner I tried to draw like some different eye patch designs for him. And I think I'm gonna change up stuff about his design. But I have to figure out more of like their story, because he is one of like 20 something characters that I made at that time. And here's another self-portrait where I was feeling a little down in the dumps, so I just drew myself to sort of get out of it. This is with a purple lead pencil, and I think it looked really nice. The tear with like the shading of the pencil, I'm not sure if you can see it that well, but I still think that looked nice. And I wrote, sometimes I wonder if this will mean something in the end, and then when I went back after I finished the sketchbook I put, it will, it's not in the way that you want, but things will work out, even if it's not the way that you initially envisioned them. So that was me kind of like giving encouragement to myself. And then here, I was practicing more with line art again. So here's Rin again. Oh god. The hands again. And the fingers, not terrible, but not impressive. Like that line from Persona. I tried to get out of my comfort zone with doing something with line art, because I don't know why line art is super intimidating. I didn't use microns for this, I just used just a regular pen, which it turned out nice. I like it. It's not my favorite, but I really like her expression, definitely. I think she looks really cute. And on this side, I'm getting back into like my Splatoon hyperfixation, so I drew what I think I'd look like as an octoling, and then Posca pen, just little doodles of squids. And it's a splat. And then here's another one of my favorite pages. I drew all of these on cardstock, and then it was nice to play like a game of like arranging all of my hyperfixations together. It reminded me of like scrapbooking, but also some like old dress-up games or like home makeover games on some of those old sites from like the early 2000s or like early 2010s, where you just paste everything everywhere. I love those type of games. So I have my name, then there's me, Nico's light bulb from One Shot, Calcifer, because Howl's Moving Castle is one of my favorite movies, something from Amori, Amori's light bulb from White Space, Boo, because I started playing Super Mario Wonder with my mom, and she loves it, more squids. Tattletale is one of my favorite games. When it came out, me and my mom watched Markiplier play it, and she still quotes stuff from it to this day. And then bunnies from Amori, Nico's pancakes, and then just little letters, because I like writing letters. My brother was away at basic training during this time, so I was just writing a whole bunch of letters. And I think the aesthetic of just like hearts on letters are really cute. And then here I was doodling, and I asked some people what I should draw on my my Instagram again, and my best friend loves lemon grab, so I drew him and he was like, kill him. We say that all the time. And then another Nico from One Shot, he's such a baby. And then that's a line from Omori. It's like, what will you do, dreamer, what will you do? I think that's really cute. And then the Omori bun buns. And then here's another self-portrait. I cried a lot during the completion of this sketchbook. I have the original drawing for this on a different piece of paper in a different sketchbook, but I scanned it because I really wanted to go over it with pen. And then it says I should really stop listening to sad songs because, you know, when you're sad songs just make you feel more sad, but you know, you need something to sort of relate to at the moment, I guess. And I really liked using the pink to sort of border, I guess? I don't know. I just think it looks nice. And this was another page that I covered up with just a whole bunch of fishes. I'm not too fond of my choice of red, but you know, it's something. At this point rate, I'll just be covering up like all of the stuff I used to cover up old pages. And then this is another drawing I did where I scanned and then printed it out to just go over with pen. I was listening to this song, Why as soon as we become so close we have to say goodbye by Snafu. I really like that artist, and that's just kind of like how I felt listening to it. Breakcore makes me feel like I'm in like another world. And then here I was looking at myself on my phone camera and sort of trying to draw what I see. Still very stylized, but I was looking at myself while drawing this. And then I went over with pen and gouache, and I really liked, at first I did a wash of like red, sort of pink, and then went over it so you can kind of see it from behind here, and I thought it reminded me of a strawberry. So then I started doing more gouache studies of fruits, of a strawberry, and I was listening to, I feel like I'm really gonna butcher this name. Is it I don't know. This song by BTS where they say please give me a remedy. I was listening to that on repeat, and I didn't sketch anything with pencil before doing these studies, so I really like how loose they are. But honestly, like, painting strawberries is a lot more difficult than I thought. I purposely went super loose with this, but I went over this singular strawberry so many times because trying to get the depth with like the seeds and stuff is difficult. So I kind of just said screw it and just barely painted any seeds. And then here is another one of my, probably my favorite page in this sketchbook. I don't know how many times I've said that, but of blueberries. And at first, I put like a pink border around. You can kind of see it here. But I didn't like it, so then I went over it with a brush pen, trying to be as careful as possible. So these three are all done with gouache, but I went over this one with pen and Posca just to try and make it like a little bit more graphical, and then this is all Posca. I really like how it looks, like the bounce of the piece, and someone told me on like one of my TikTok comments, I think, that I should make prints of this one, but I'm not sure. But I want to do like a test run just to see how it would look, and also try and make prints of some of the, not prints, yeah, prints and charms of some of these blueberries in the future, especially these. I really like these. And then here's another Nico from One Shot. If you can't tell, I really like his character. This is also done in gouache. And I tried to do, this is a screen cap redraw from the game, but it's hard to kind of make things illuminate. I don't know if that's the right word with gouache. I haven't really mastered that yet. So you can kind of see on the sides, I just did red to kind of show. I don't know why I chose red, but I was like, it doesn't look that great. So I'll just do lines with Posca to show that, oh, it's supposed to be lighting up. Then here's some more fruit studies. Admittedly, like, I was just using some leftover paint on my palette, so the oranges are kind of muddy, especially the shadows, but I still think that they look nice. And then here's another junk page of my drawings. I saw this really cute plush. I have a board on Pinterest called Cute, where I just save a whole bunch of like plushies and figures and cute food. So I saw this and I thought it was really cute. And then I painted a little Tamagotchi, but I couldn't see the icons in the reference, so I'm pretty sure they're all wrong. And then I drew some of my favorite Tamagotchis. My brother and I used to play the Corner Shop games on the DS. I think it was Corner Shop 3, that's the one we use the most. And then we have this little character on Fortnite. I thought it was pretty funny. Then more contour hands with different colors. And I was trying to like empty my brush from some of the paint on my palette, so then I decided to just go over it with a whole bunch of Posca pen hands. After a while I run out of like poses to do with my hand when I'm looking at it, so it's always this, 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 or this. So there's a couple different ones. Oh yeah, and this. Can't forget this one. And then I drew a little, I don't know if she would necessarily be considered, what is it? Gairu or Gairu? I can't pronounce the word correctly. But I really wanted to draw a cute pink girl. I have this sketch. I have a whole highlight on my Instagram about like the journey of the sketchbook. And a lot of the times the sketch looks a lot different from when I line it and color it. But I still think that she turned out pretty cute. Nice and pink. And I also like how I went like sort of like hatching with a pen for her shirt. Yeah. Then more junk pages. I don't know what I covered up here or here. I don't remember, but I can definitely see something in the back. So yeah, I did cover something up. That's another mini self-portrait. It says world keeps spinning, then fish around my head, then another fish here. It says sunken below the surface. I scanned these and I made this one to just like a little sticker. I make stickers for myself, so I have a couple on my junk journal, but I really like this page. And then another Nico, then Hold Up from Persona, little Moon from Mario, the Mori Cat's little 8-bit Mori, and the Chow, Angel Chow from Sonic, and some Chows up here. I am getting back into my Sonic hyperfixation as well, and I really want to learn how to draw Sonic characters because when I was a kid, me and my cousin would draw them all the time, and they're so much better at drawing than I am. But every time I think of Sonic or draw something Sonic related, it always reminds me of them and how like they'll always be my favorite artist. And here on these pages, more fruit. I scanned this one before I went over it with pen. I'll try and include it if I can figure out how to. But I really like the way that it looks with the pen. I don't know, it's like, I don't know how to explain it, it just looks nice. And then this is another one of my original characters. But it doesn't really look much like him. But I still really like the way that like the pink wash underneath came through. One of my friends told me that this drawing was prismatic, and I've never gotten that sort of compliment on my art before, so it felt really nice. Then here, more Tamagotchi, and then this one's doing a little boogie. I found a reference of this one on Pinterest of the Tamagotchi itself, but I just drew this one from a different one because I don't remember what Tamagotchi was inside, but I think I got the icons right on this one. I don't remember. But I really like the way it looks. And again, I couldn't decide whether I wanted the background to be yellow or pink. So I did yellow and then went over it with pink. But I really like the sort of outline it gets. And the keys, are these keys? I'm not sure. I've never had like actual physical Tamagotchi before, but I thought that these were super cute. And then I know I said that I don't like to rip out pages, but this one, I was so frustrated with it that I just took it out. I was like, I don't even think covering it is gonna salvage it. So I think that's the only page that I ripped out in this sketchbook. So yeah, forgive me. And then my best friend was over and she was asking me to show her how to paint some fruit. So while we were watching Invader Zim, I was showing her how I layer the colors for cherries and blueberries. I really like the way that the cherry turned out, but I remember during this, I got so distracted by Invader Zim that like normally this would have taken me like maybe 15-20 minutes with drying time included, because gouache kind of dries really fast. But I think we finished like 4 Invader Zim episodes, and I was like, oh yeah, I was supposed to show you how to paint. If you're watching this, I'm sorry. And then on this page, I was looking at old Nintendo DS game covers while listening to Happily Ever After by Tomorrow by Together. And I decided to try and like poke fun at myself because the song lyrics like life is not a fairy tale, but they still love all their days. Because I drew myself, I don't know how many times drew myself crying in this sketchbook. So that's me again. And I was looking at the Super Princess Peach game cover. So I took that from that with her hand, like that. I had this game, but I think when I can't remember how old I was. Me and my cousins went to visit our family in our home country, and I left my DS on the plane with that game in it, and they've never forgiven me for it, but yeah. And then I drew some stuff that I enjoyed. Little Tamagotchi, my Nintendo, my new camera, and then my computer. Then here's another character. I don't have a name for her, but I also drew this one without reference, and I really like the way that it turned out. I think using references are important, but I kind of cling to them too much, and I felt like I was getting sort of like stumped creatively, if that makes sense. So my younger brother was like, why don't you just try drawing it, from your imagination, which is something I don't really do all that much, but I really liked how she turned out. I still have to expound on her story, but I think she's gonna be one of the important characters from that story I made when I was 17. Then here is a spread of fruit. I have a video of me recording this, but I never uploaded it because I'm not that great at talking and doing voiceovers, but I like watching videos like that. So I think once I get more comfortable speaking, I'll be able to upload some of these like draw with me's and paint with me's. And then I have, it says fruit, enjoy your meal, sour, sweet, and again with the strawberries. I don't know why painting seeds are so difficult. In the video and the footage, I think I have to cut out like 5 minutes of me just going over and being like, you know what, screw it, I'm not even gonna include the seeds. And this is my first time painting lemons. Those were super fun to do. And then this part, I didn't even notice that the paintbrush went like blank with the oranges. But I still think that it looks nice. And going over it with, going around it, like with Posca pens and stuff, I felt like made it more graphical. And I really like art that looks like that. And then here's another spread. I looked up a drawing idea generator, because I had no idea what to draw. And then this prompt came up where it says pacifist vampire. I also have a video of me drawing these, and initially, like, the blood noodle design was supposed to have like a little vampire's face on it, but it looked like the devil emoji on here, so I just covered it like, oh, negative blood, because that's supposed to be like the rarest blood, I think. I don't remember. But I don't have a name for this character, but the premise of it was that they don't like to drink blood from humans, So they have ramen that they put like blood packs in, because one of their friends works at the hospital, so they just like infuse it. And I thought that maybe there could be like a whole brand in like this fantasy world for sort of like vegetarian vampires called blood noodles, and it kind of look like brains, but brains are more of a zombie thing. But I don't know, I still really like this concept that I have to sort of explore a bit more. Then more with the fantasy stuff, I drew myself as a magical librarian elf because that's what I thought that I would kind of be if I ever played a Dungeons and Dragons campaign. But right now I'm playing a half-orc barbarian, which is like the complete opposite of what I thought my character was gonna be, but playing a barbarian is super fun. And then here I did a study of some shoes, but I wanted to try something different with more bright colors because the shoes were and the stockings were black. And I got this pink tube of gouache, and for some reason when I scanned it, it looks a lot more like muted than it does in person. I think I have a little short video of me painting this as well, but I really liked how this turned out with the layering in it. Honestly, it didn't really take me that long, and I was a little bit intimidated at first to do something different like this, but doing studies and putting like your own spin on it is pretty fun. And then here's when I got, is this when I got back? No. This is, I wanted to do something blue, so I just did like half of a face. I think this is one of my least favorite pages in my sketchbook because I just was like, oh, let me just draw something. I had like a better vision for this. I don't remember exactly what it was, but I remember not being too satisfied with how it turned out, but I still think it's okay. And then more fish. I was listening to, I know Day 6 has a song called Warning, but I was listening to Headache, and I just really wanted to be super loose with it. So I don't know what it is with my obsession with drawing fish, but it just felt right. And then here is a little self-portrait spread I did because the year was coming to an end, so I took a little selfie of myself after I had straightened my hair. And I think there's definitely a small video of me painting this. This is me in my room, my bed, my window, and yeah, there's really not much else to it, it's just me. And then I drew this on Christmas. My sister gifted me a cat beanie, and I thought it was super cute. I liked the way that I looked in it, so I drew myself. But underneath this one, underneath like the paper, my nephew was drawing baby shark everywhere, and I was gonna keep it, but I just took a picture of it and then covered it because I really wanted to draw myself. And then here is where I left again. I went on like 3 different trips in December, so it was like 4 in the morning and I finished packing, and I was trying to stay awake, but then I was like, no, I just need to sleep. Here's some mangoes, and then this is a bunny phone holder that I have in my room, and I was just drawing stuff all around me to keep myself awake. This is me trying to like harness my power to stay awake at it. And then I just wrote some stuff. Don't forget to bring my Nintendo Switch, tidy up before leaving, and charge my headphones because it was a road trip. Then this is when I came back on the 31st on New Year's Eve, so here's where I'm trying to like speed run the rest of the pages. I drew a little squid girl based off of a figure that I saw that I thought was super cute. This was really loose study of a flower. It really didn't turn out that great, but I was kind of like in a rush for time, so if I redo this, it'll definitely be done with more care. Then here are the last pages of my sketchbook. I drew a little space girl. This is one of my favorites. The hand, we don't talk about that, but it's okay. I really liked how fast I got this done and how much I enjoy drawing it. That's why it's one of my favorites. I just think she looks super cute. I love her expression. I love the way that I painted her face and left the highlight of her nose there, because I don't normally do that, but I'm trying to learn more painting skills from looking at different artists. And yeah, I really like this one. And then one of the last pages of my sketchbook is Amori, like, oh, you did it. If you play the game, like, you understand. But this is also me being like, oh yeah, you completed the sketchbook, good job. And this was with some leftover mixed in colors from my palette that I thought were really nice. I really like his expression and the way I loosely painted him as well. I just think these two pages together they just work, you know? And then my final page says, good job! And then, I don't know why, I was writing letters to some of my friends to mail them some of their gifts, and I just drew Sans' chrome dome on every single one. I think that's like, I don't know. And then on the final page is Taro Ghost 2023 with some plushies that I got from my trip. Well, I've had a Sans plushie for a while, but I got little Buddy from Kirby and then a Captain plushie, and then just ended it like that. So yeah, and then here's a little star on the end of my sketchbook. So yeah, that's it. Thank you so much for watching, and yeah, bye!